Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today we have a whole bag full of trick questions for you. First of all, do you know what this coin is? And for some of you, you'll recognize it right away. For those of you who said a British sovereign, well, you're half right. I mean, it's actually British half sovereign. Here is the reference for you. The sovereign is actually about the size of a nickel, whereas the half sovereign is about the size of a dime. For those of you who don't know, the Brits have been making sovereigns for a long time. This coin is dated 1909, and King George slaying the dragon. Very popular design on lots of coins. This one here is Edwardian here, Edward VII. And just kind of a fun coin. But one of the things that you may or may not know if you're not an avid collector of these is that when you look at these coins, you'll find them and they look kind of the same. Of course, here we've got a George, because this one's a little bit different time frame, and the justification is different. In other words, you don't flip it this way, you actually flip it this way, and if you're not careful, you might drop it like it's hot. So this is 1917, and you know, really nice looking. Like even his sword, his horse has abs. That's the engraver. The engraver did a great job on that. 1917. So what you may not see, but you should see, is there's actually a C, right there above the 9 and the 1 in the base of the ground. There's a C. And that C actually is for the Canadian Mint at Ottawa. There are several different mints that sovereigns were struck at and all around the world. This is a 1917 C. This is actually a Canadian coin. So that can be a little confusing. So with gold at about $1,700, a sovereign has about $400 in gold in it, a half sovereign about $200. These are 0.2354. These are 0.1177. That's your actual gold weight. So, but they struck the coins at different mints all around the world, and they've been doing it for a little while. So, for example, here we have really kind of a lovely Victorian piece with the young head, and of course we're going to see George again killing it. But this 1886 piece doesn't have a mint mark, but the mint mark's in a different location. It's underneath her head, and that M, which is kind of hard, it's kind of wonky looking. There we go. Wonky is the professional term. That is from Melbourne. There's actually 3 different Australian mints because they had gold in Australia. That's why. So they had the Melbourne Mint, the Perth Mint, and the Sydney Mint, S, P, and M. And you get to see a C for Canada, for Ottawa. There's also a SA that you'll find, SA, from being from Arizona, that means something different. But the SA is from Pretoria, South Africa. And it'll be in the same place as this. You'll actually, instead of seeing the C, you'll see a little S and an A. So when I first started doing this, we used to get big groups of sovereigns in, and you'd kind of dig through them to see if you could find a mint mark. And at the time, most of the coins traded pretty close to just gold, because if you ever found one with a mint mark, it was usually not a rare date. Now, there are rare dates in all of these issues, and this Canadian piece is probably a $600 or $700 coin instead of a $400 coin, but that's partially because it's mint state. The Victorian coin, I'd have to do a little bit more research to see. I'm thinking it's probably also a $500 or $600 coin, maybe closer to 5. I need to check, like I was saying. But it's kind of a fun area to collect. If you want just to do a simple thing, you can actually just go ahead and do a mint mark collection. You can even just do it in the 20th century if you choose. You can just do the 1900s and ignore the 1800s. And just get one from each of the mint marks from the different countries. And it's kind of a fun way to collect some gold. And if you're good at cherry picking, you can look at some that are raw and maybe accidentally find one with a mint mark on it. So there you go. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you learned something. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.